discussion question. Should black people be proud to be Americans? And Baba Amin, you just checkmated me, man.
I was so glad you brought up Dubois. I'm like, oh, okay.
I done delivered you an alley-oop and didn't even see it coming. Damn, you just back jumped on me, man, and tore the board down. I'm going to end the show, man. I don't know if I've only been checkmated a couple times like this. Hey, your girl DeAsia checkmated me on the LGBTQ conversation one time. She checkmated me for a whole show. I couldn't do shit with her.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great dialogue.
We on this last conversation. Cool, jump in, Queen. I think I'm hoping again we just dialoguing it out, man. But you're right. The smartest brother that we look and say consider the smartest brother, honorary doctorate, right? W. Du Bois.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, say, man, fuck this machine. I'm getting out.
That's what he said. Now the whole thing. So he was a proud American for most of us. As proud as you can be as a black American.
Yeah, when you look at his history, he was the first one that, in his book where he was again, just gives context and perspective. Me growing up in the South and only, knowing Martin Luther King from my church or whatever. But when I started learning history, he was one of the first brothers that highlighted how the Irish were treated so bad and how he lived better than the Irish up in the North or whatever. It just gave context and perspective that, hey, as a young black boy, you hear it, you hear the context of race and think all black people were enslaved and they were all this. So when I get to read his story, and he's like, no, we was good compared to the Irish who were actually, they didn't call it the ghetto at the time, but they were in the slums, when they were not considered white by the rest of white America, if you will, or whatever. So it just gave a lot of context on how race gets played with. But to your point, as strategic as he was, he got up out this piece. Man, I can't even front on that, man. Hey, I'm still proud. I'm gonna keep my pride. You ain't got me there for. But I gotta admit, that's a nice little statement.
You're right. I tend to listen to Du Bois' last strategy. I respect his last strategy a lot.
No, I love it. Hey, but the thing is, the beauty of you and I is, I can, we can admit when we're wrong. Like we're not doing this to be right. If we have the dialogue, let people jump in,
critical thinking.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Anything you want to jump in on, Queen? Because like I said, I did not see that coming. And but anyway, you want to jump in on, Queen? Go ahead, Queen. Sorry.
No, not at all. You guys are killing it.
So let me say this about the actual cut. What do you think about again, those are actually questions. So for anybody who's not familiar with re-education as a Negro, every piece doesn't have questions, but that last cut that you heard was actually me highlighting some actual discussion questions from the God Bless America piece. And so in it, just even